As we know, Aaron Carter was tragically found dead at his home in Southern California at only 34 years old. Since the sad news of his passing made the rounds on social media, many new details of his mental health struggles have started surfacing online. Fans have pointed out specific moments that could have been warning signs that the singer was struggling, from footage of his Instagram lives to various disturbing issues surrounding his family. I'm your host Bridget Shields, and let's take a look at the top 10 alarming Aaron Carter moments that we shouldn't have ignored. Number 10, the last video ever posted. The very last video that Aaron took before his passing has since gone viral, with many viewers remarking on how chillingly different he looked and sounded throughout the stream. Appearance-wise, he looked extremely exhausted and defeated as he spoke about his future ambitions. At one point he said, "Just had a great meeting with the TV show that I'm going to be doing." He said, "Your boy's going into TV," and explained that there have been plans to make a show about him that touches on mental health awareness. The singer was bantering with a friend and he brought up his childhood sweetheart Lizzie McGuire, aka Hilary Duff. The comment section was flooded with well wishes. One user remarked on his appearance saying, "Oh my goodness, I can't even recognize him. This breaks my heart. You can tell that he's been through so much. You can see the sadness in his eyes." Another comment read, "To me he just looks so tired here. He tried his best to fight his demons, but you can see that the damage had been done." Number 9, allegations against his siblings. Aaron's family life was beyond dysfunctional, but something that has flown under the radar in recent years is the disturbing allegation that he made against his siblings. In 2019, in a series of tweets, he accused one of his 3 sisters, Leslie Carter, of taking advantage of him from the ages of 10 to 13, when she was off of her medications. He wrote, "My sister Leslie suffered from bipolar and took lithium to treat it. She never liked the way it made her feel when she was off of it, and she did things to me that she never meant to do. I truly believe that." This would have been beyond difficult for Aaron to admit, considering that Leslie passed away at the age of 25 in 2012. He then went on to make some similar claims against his 2 first backup dancers from when he was 8 years old, and his brother Nick Carter. He went on to say, "Now it's Nick's turn to tell the truth of what he did to one of the girls in my family, since my truth is all out there, and I hope all survivors find peace and justice." Number 8, moments with his mother. Back in 2019, Aaron and his mother Jane appeared on a reality TV show called Marriage Boot Camp Reality Star Family Edition. The episode shows you the kind of toxic relationship that Aaron had with his stage manager mother. At one point he tells her how exhausting his tour schedule was when he was a kid, and she says, "I don't think it was that much. You weren't a Justin Bieber or anything." So obviously she had no real issue with forcing her sons into show business and making them the breadwinners of the family from a very young age. Aaron would eventually accuse his mother of negligence, and in 2003, when he was only 16, he fired her as his manager, claiming that she stole more than $100,000 from his bank account. He said, "Every show we did, we would probably make around $40,000 to $50,000 a show, and it was all gone." Even his father Robert told ABC News in 2005 the other kids used to call Nick the cash cow, and when Nick grew up, Aaron was the cash cow. Number 7, Melanie's messages. Recently, more footage of the lead singer talking to his fans on Instagram Live has gone viral. The video showed him displaying signs of alarming behavior, which made a lot of people concerned about his well-being. In the days leading up to his passing, Aaron read a message on camera that he claimed was from his ex Melanie Martin. To give you some background, his fans had recently reached out to her, warning her that it looked like Aaron was using substances on camera. In the Instagram Live, he reads a text from her that says, "If it's true what you're doing, you're not going to end up alive. You're going to die. I love you, but this is not safe. Please don't do this to yourself." For a lot of people, this footage was extremely unsettling because it was just one of the many warning signs that Aaron needed a real intervention. Clearly his friends, family, and even his fans believed that he was in a dark place and desperately needed help, but by that point it was likely much too late. Number 6, missed his last rehab session. There were several warning signs that were missed in the days leading up to his tragic passing, but one of the most obvious ones was that he missed a scheduled rehab therapy session the evening before he was found dead. It's been said that his ex-fiancée Melanie was desperately trying to be there for him amid his addiction struggles, and had signed him up for an outpatient rehab treatment in September, and after losing custody of his 11-month-old son Prince, the singer agreed to take part in the rehab program. So when he never showed up, the facility contacted Melanie to let her know about his absence, and she had to let them know the news of his passing. This fact is really heartbreaking because when he spoke about his time in rehab, he said that he was doing group therapy and parenting classes, and that he was doing all of this to try and be a functional and healthy parent for his son. Number 5, chilling predictions. In 2017, after celebrating his 30th birthday, Aaron confessed that he was surprised to have made it that far, and made a chilling prediction about dying young. He told Us Weekly, "I thought I would die by 30. Even when I was 13, 14, I thought, oh my god, I'm going to die. Life was pretty tough. I dealt with a lot of trauma, a lot of loss, a lot of loneliness. I just felt like I needed to get away. At the time of the interview, he had checked himself into rehab for one of what would be multiple times and made some shocking revelations about growing up in the entertainment industry. He said, I had a different style of upbringing. I wasn't able to go to school, have normal friends. I wasn't allowed to have friends over. They had to sign waivers that said if they'd killed themselves, we weren't responsible. I was lonely even though I was performing for millions of people. So despite the fact that he worked tirelessly and relentlessly as a child pop star, in the long run, early fame and success in the entertainment industry ultimately made his life a whole lot worse. Number 4, the Instagram Live. During an Instagram Live on the 20th of September, it appeared as though Aaron was doing illicit substances off camera when his screen suddenly went black. Fans were convinced that they heard spraying and inhaling noises in the background. That's when police received a call on behalf of many viewers who believed that the rapper was going to hurt himself and take too many substances while on social media. Police and the fire department were eventually able to make contact with him, but he later claimed that the entire situation was a joke and claimed that he was only spraying air freshener. He told TMZ, I'm tired of people coming after me, so I trolled everybody. Although Aaron could sometimes be heard joking about or downplaying his struggles with addiction, doing something like this on Instagram Live made it seem like he almost wanted someone to check in on him. When you look back at moments like these, it just reads as a cry for help. Number 3, the restraining orders. Sadly, in the decade leading up to his death at the age of 34, Aaron had lost what could have been his biggest support systems with his immediate family. He lost his older sister Leslie in 2012, and then only a few years later his father Robert, who died from a heart attack in 2017. But Aaron's struggle with addiction reportedly worsened in 2019 when both of his siblings, Nick and Angel Carter, filed for a restraining order against him. They said, we were left with no choice but to take every measure possible to protect ourselves and our family. Nick added that he hoped he would get the proper treatment he needs before any harm comes to himself or anyone else. Aaron reacted to his brother's announcement that same day saying, I haven't seen him in 4 years and I don't intend to. I'm astounded at the accusations being made against me and I do not wish to harm anyone, especially my family. Although there's no doubt that they had their reasons, the restraining order that Aaron's siblings filed against him would have isolated him further from anyone who was really able to care for him. Number 2, Pearlman Allegations. Nick and Aaron Carter grew up in poverty in Florida before they were plucked from obscurity by the notorious manager/scammer Lou Pearlman. There were long-standing allegations against Pearlman while he was alive, mostly that he stole earnings from his talent, but even worse, that he physically took advantage of them. Aaron was the youngest of Pearlman's pop creations by far, and at 14 years old, he ended up suing him in 2002 for stealing his money. But throughout the rest of his life, he still seemed to have so much love and respect for his disgraced former manager. In many ways, he was the originator of Aaron's suffering. Yes, he brought him money and fame, which lifted his family out of poverty, but he was also manipulative and stole from his clients and eventually died in prison. But a lot of people questioned why Aaron, unlike his brother, continued to defend him until the end. He said, Lou gave us all the ability to have lives today. Who knows where I could have ended up, man? In jail? He was only 6 years old when Pearlman took him on as a client, so it sadly makes sense that he was never able to fully break free from his manipulation. And coming in at number 1, the recent police incident. Only 3 days before his tragic death, Radar reported that Aaron had been pulled over by police on suspicions of driving under the influence. His RV was stopped in Antelope Valley after it was reported that a vehicle had been weaving in and out of traffic near the area. But interestingly enough, although officers on the scene conducted a sobriety test, they found that he was not drunk or under the influence of illicit substances at that time. Later that day, it was reported that his ex Melanie, who'd been driving behind him, was the one to call the police as she was worried that he was intending to crash his car. This was certainly a bizarre incident considering that Aaron was completely sober. Regardless of the reason that Melanie called the police, it was concerning that she felt that she had to do that in the first place. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below and whether or not there was anything that we might have missed.